Where does Jesus say, I am God, worship me? This is something Muslims most often ask when trying to get you to deny the divinity of Jesus. Now, before you even answer this question with your favorite and best verses to show that Jesus claimed to be God, like when Jesus said, Before Abraham was, I am, or You must honor the Son as you honor the Father. Or when he claims to be the divine Son of Man in Daniel 7, it is important to note that although these are great verses to go to, this isn't what they're looking for. They want you to show them a verse where Jesus says specifically, I am God, worship me, in those exact words. Unless you give them that verse, they will not be satisfied with anything you say. So, how does the Christian respond to something like this? It's quite easy. All you have to ask the Muslim is, where does Jesus say, I am not God, do not worship me? In those exact words. Now, flip the script on them. Now, at this point, they either won't know what to say, or will give you a verse like Mark chapter 10, verses 17 through 18, where it says, Jesus said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good except God alone. And they'll say, You see? Jesus is claiming he isn't God. To which you reply, That verse does not say, I am not God, do not worship me. Show me where he says it in those exact words. They'll get to a point where they concede and say there aren't any and that say it in those exact words, but he implies it in many places. Now you got him where you want him. So then you say, so asking for a verse to say things the way that you want them to say is not an efficient way to get proof for something, and that when the Bible says something, it often requires educated interpretations based on what is being said and the context around it. Now the door is open for you to show a plethora of verses to show the divinity of Christ that don't include the words, I am God, worship me, since they admitted that implications and interpretations are enough to prove a point. Now, some of the best verses to go to to show where Jesus claimed to be God while we're here are the ones I mentioned previously, like in John 8:58, where Jesus says, Before Abraham was, I am. Jesus is claiming to be the same I am who appeared to Moses at the burning bush in Exodus, which in turn would mean that Jesus is claiming to be the God of Israel and would also mean that he deserves worship since he is the God of Israel. We know this is the case because the Jews are ready to stone him for blasphemy. So it's very clear to the Jews what he was trying to say, and it was blasphemous in their eyes. And then we get to John chapter 5, verses 21 through 23, where it says, For as the Father raises the dead and gives them life, so also the Son gives life to whom he will. For the Father judges no one, but has given all judgment to the Son, that all may honor the Son, just as they honor the Father. Whoever does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. So, since eternal judgment, raising the dead, and giving life has been given to the Son to do, you are to honor the Son in the same way you honor the Father. Now, the way we're supposed to honor God for being the judge of all things, along with raising the dead and giving life, is through worship and praise, since He alone is the one who does these things. So, when Jesus is saying he is the judge and he is the one who's going to raise the dead and give life, and you're supposed to honor him the same way you honor the Father, and if you don't honor him, you don't honor the Father either, I don't see any way where he doesn't imply here that he is God and deserves worship. Who else can make this kind of claim except God alone? But one of the most important verses comes in Mark chapter 14, verses 61 through 62 where Jesus is on trial with the Sanhedrin before his crucifixion. And the high priest asked him, Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed? Jesus said to him, I am. And you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the power and coming in the clouds of heaven. This is almost a direct quote from Daniel chapter 7, where it's prophesied of a figure like a Son of Man who came up to the Ancient of Days in a cloud and would receive an eternal kingdom, and this figure would also receive worship and honor from all peoples. So Jesus is claiming to be that divine figure, and the Sanhedrin knew this was the case since their response was to kill him for blasphemy. Again, they know what he's trying to say because they wouldn't have wanted to kill him or stone him or do all these things for blasphemy if they didn't think what was claiming to be God. So, with all this being said, if Jesus was trying to say he wasn't God and just a prophet and didn't want worship, then he is the worst communicator of all time. So, when the next time a Muslim asks you, where does Jesus say, I am God, worship me? You'll know exactly how to respond. And if you found this interesting, please like, comment, share, and follow me for more content like this in the future. Thanks, and God bless.